And we're back. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to OML Twitches. Today we're going to give you a peek at, well, this is where we give you a peek at whatever game we happen to be working on at the time. I am Adam Stewart. I'm the art side of the two-man dev team.
I'm Alex Okafor. I'm the programming side of the two-man dev team. And we're one man left.
Yep. And today we'll be playing a match of our upcoming turn-based strategy game called Hex Gambit. We had some problems with our last stream that we think we've got resolved. So you should be able to see the entire match this time, not just Alex's side.
Right,
and
yeah.
I should be sounding a little less distant and echoey, hopefully. Shout out to my brother for letting me borrow his mic. I appreciate that. So, what is Hex Gambit? Hex Gambit is a player versus player turn-based strategy game. The matches take about 15 minutes for experienced players. Ours is going to take a little bit longer today because we're going to be chatting while we play. You can battle 1-on-1 or 2v2. We've got you can customize your loadout, and that'll be a big part of the game. Once we have a few more minions in, we're adding some during early access, and early access starts soonish. Alex?
Yeah.
Like next month?
Yeah, we're definitely in that
We don't have a
last
hard
stretch.
date yet.
Right, yeah. We're definitely in the last stretch. Like, the two big ticket items we're working on now are the Apex Cup and replays. Once we get those done, we're pretty much ready for early access. And today, we're going to be showing off some Apex Cup stuff. So this is kind of like the bread and butter of the online portion for Hex Gambit. And Apex Cup, just to explain what it is before we dive into the game, it's a type of league play that we designed for Hex Gambit. And at the beginning of every season, you have to pick a faction, whether it's Vulcan, Neptus, or Torga. And you can only pick that faction for that particular season. So once you pick one, it's permanent for that season. And then the games that you play help your faction throughout the season, which I'll explain in a minute. Some of the goals behind doing this faction Apex Cup thing was kind of like, we were wanting to do something that's a little more involved than just grinding a ladder. And we wanted to give the community kind of an overarching goal every time they play the game. So on top of the whole skill-based ranking and everything, we've got something here that we think you guys will find will be pretty fun to play. Especially,
Yeah, we tried to have something for everybody. So we've got the big turf war that you can be competing for. We do have some ladders that you can climb if that's your thing within your faction. So you get a trophy if your team wins the big turf war. You get trophies if within your faction you were one of the higher performing players. And then for the super hardcore people, we have a skill rating that you'll be able to see sort of where you stack up against everybody else in the community.
Right. Hey, Todd. So Adam has already... So we're playing on a development server right now. So Adam's already selected a faction. It's Neptus, which is why I can't pick that one. And
some population controls where if one of them has got too many people in it, we lock it up for a little while.
Right, and since we're literally the only two people in the server, that's why it's overcrowded, because there's only one other person. So I'm going to pick Vulcan here. And once I pick that faction, I'm playing for the Vulcan faction, and instead of starting a match, you end up choosing a tile where you want this match to take place. So you're sitting on the Apex Summit, and Vulcan is in the top left corner here. These are all the Vulcan-controlled territories. This is the Neptus-controlled, and then this is Torga-controlled territories. There's three basic rules on which tiles you can pick. It can be a tile within your faction, it can be a tile adjacent to your faction's territory, or it can be a tile adjacent to your faction's tower. So I'm going to select this one, which is a neutral territory, and it'll start a match, 1v1. And it should be...
And I see you. And I've already taken my setup turn. I've chosen a different tile than he has, because I don't have access to that stuff on that side of the map. But the victory points that we each earn in this match will get applied to those spaces that we chose at the beginning, and that sort of determines how much influence you have over it. Whichever faction has the most influence on a tile is the one that flips the color.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
So a quick overview of the game. You choose a roster of 5 minions and 1 captain, and you can set any of those slots to random if you want to make things interesting. So if you know you definitely want these 4 guys, but you don't really care who your 5th is, you can set that up. We're in alpha right now, so everyone's using the same 5 minions, but during early access we'll be adding sniper and pacifist class, which will give you 21 different combinations of minions and 6 captains to pick from. You also choose 1 captain. I've got Lolly, and Alex, if you could point out the...
Oh yeah, so the different captains in the top left, we both happen to be playing as Lolly for this game, but the captain has unique abilities. So we have 6 captains in the game, and your ability is denoted by your captain tile on the board, which is located here. When the enemy, so Adam is blue, and when the enemy has a certain number of victory points, your captain ability will become enabled, and you can kind of use his ultimate throughout once in the game. And Lolly's is to be able to take over an enemy unit and kind of use it as his own unit. So Adam right now is taking his turn, and he just one-shotted.
I'm starting strong. Let's do... We're going to chill you there, and then I'm going to bring... I meant to do this differently. Alright. We can make this work. We'll just go that way. Let's start messing with that guy. So because I went first, I only got to start with 4 minions. Alex is starting with a population that's a little bit denser than mine. We're even now, though. So we'll see where that goes.
There's colored tiles on each side of the map, which are the spawn tiles. So if I want to add more minions to the board, hover over one, and I can bring up my spawn menu, and I can recruit more minions to join the fight.
And I can actually block those if I can get to his side of the map and stand on his spawn space. I can block his reinforcements for that side of the map.
Right. So I went ahead and spawned a brute, spawned a soldier. Each one of these characters have different abilities or special moves. And for the defender, I can kind of buff my own units. The brute is just a heavy-hitting beast of a character. And the soldier, kind of an all-around decent damage, but not like great at any particular thing.
He's a pretty versatile offensive character. He's got a
I like doing this because that's just funny to me.
What did you do?
I just pushed him.
Oh, you pushed it and shoved until after I got your enter. Is that free yet, or is that still costs an AP?
It still costs an AP.
You're being wasteful, Alex. I'm gonna punish you for being wasteful. Bah! And then we're gonna keep messing with this defender because I'm not a huge fan of those guys. And
question is, are there any major differences between the PC and Switch version? At the moment,
well, there is no Switch version yet, so that's a pretty big difference.
Yeah, there's that. We have a Switch build running, and it's got complete parity with the PC version at the moment. I'd say the only difference would be graphically. There's a lot of like special effects and things that you can kind of turn up on the PC version if you have a decent gaming rig that you can't do on the Switch. But it still looks amazing. which, in my opinion.
Where do I want to go? I want to bring this guy up. And, yeah, we're going to be aggressive. B-E. Aggressive. You have quite a bit more people on your side of the map now, but...
Alright, I need to get rid of... I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this runner.
We also haven't really discussed crowd surfing. We probably should talk about that when you have, if you're going to do any of that.
Let's see.
So the way that you move around the board in this game is pretty unique. Everybody has their move stat that tells you how many spaces they can move, but they also have the ability to, if you have a bunch of characters lined up, it's sort of like checkers where you can hop over their head. And for the cost of moving one space, you can just sort of jump over a guy. It doesn't do any damage to them or anything. It's just a way to get around. But it helps for where you see sort of traffic jams happen in the middle of the map typically. You can't block people really. They can just jump right over you. And if there's a line like that soldier at the top, he could actually surf all the way down to the other side of my brute. Good, I was hoping you'd demonstrate that so that I can kill that soldier later. I'm just having you demonstrate things so that I can take your people out.
Okay, so I'm gonna end this turn, and I've just sent my suicidal soldier to the other side.
Huh. Okay.
I think I can be able to swing this. Okay, so Adam, now that he has 3 victory points, it's enabled my captain's ultimate. So on next turn I could use it, or any turn after, if I haven't used it by then.
Oh, come on. It's going to make me hit him 3 times. Alright, this is multi-slash. The soldier's multi-slash is cool because if you've got a few targets around you that you just want to soften all of them, you can have him do a 1 damage attack to each one, or 2 to that guy and 1 to the other guy. It makes him a pretty versatile character. I'm gonna pop back here with him, and I'm going to bring somebody up to deal with all these people that are about to come on my doorstep. End. So Alex has 2 brutes on the board, which is a pretty dangerous combination. They're slow, but they hurt. And with the crowd surfing, that kind of helps you overcome some of their speed problems if you can set up a good crowd surf channel for them.
Alright, so I'm going to try to use this ultimate for my captain on this brute. Should let me move the brute away from my pillar. There's currently a bug where it doesn't let me actually use the ability on him.
Yeah, the intention for the move, eventually he'll be able to take that brute and hit the soldier with him if he wanted to. You have to pay the AP for it, but...
I'm going to use this runner. Runners are pretty fast.
Yeah.
I'm going to use her to get all the way down to the pillar so I can pillar tap, which is another way of getting points in the game, instead of also just killing enemies.
The last time we played, Alex had I had wiped out everyone that he had on the board. He spawned 2 runners, and I was like, what are they going to do? They got 2 health. I'm going to swat them off the board as soon as they're done spawning. And they got to my side of the board and won the game through this like really elaborate crowd surf network of paths that he'd come up with. It was pretty crazy. So you gotta not underestimate the runner. Let's see. I can clear some people off the board. You have too many people on my side. Alright, then I'm going to go to that one, since you moved me closer to that one. Because it's further away from everybody else. We'll tap that. And
It is not looking good.
Yeah. Well, I did kind of cheat and make you demonstrate things that did not put you in a happy position.
I did send a soldier to his death.
Yeah, just for the sake of the audience seeing a crowd surf.
Okay. And
But if you could turn it around, that'll be just like a testament to the strategic prowess of Alex Okafor. I will certainly be.
Well, that's not gonna happen. I could buy some time here by doing a crowd surf.
Oh, see, I was going to say you could toss, because the Brute has a toss where you could just pick up.
I can't even toss yet. I don't have any points to toss.
Oh, you haven't unlocked it yet. Oh, locked moves are another thing that we didn't explain.
Yeah.
It's
so
not a complicated game.
My
we're just
UI,
not good at explaining it.
In my UI right now, I have a toss ability, but I can't get it until I actually have 5 points. And double time is another. It's another ability that the Brute can use, but again, I can't get it until I have 8 points.
So as the game goes on, as you earn victory points, your minions become a little more versatile, a little stronger. So there's a period of time where my Brutes can do stuff that his can't because I've got enough victory points and he doesn't.
I'm gonna go ahead and just kill. No, I'm not gonna. Do I kill him?
You're just going to weaken and stare at the defender.
I need to remove the defender from the board.
Yeah, it would be a good idea to start whittling my numbers down a little bit. So now it's sort of a ticking clock. I need to get those 3 victory points before he can do anything with these Brutes. So it doesn't work for me to use my ultimate and have your Brute hit your Brute. Right?
Correct.
That's unfortunate. So what have you got? 7, 8, 9. So if he does 5 and he does 3, not quite gonna cut it. I could. I'm going to use another ability that's pretty cool that the soldier has called Stab, which gives me a little reach. And instead of doing 3 damage to one target, I've done 4 damage across 2 of them. And that's especially good if you get 2 soldiers, like one on either side. You can just sort of skewer people and do a good bit of damage that way. I am also going to come back here and finish him off. And tap. And I don't want to move you. So that's where we'll end it. Alright, you got to stop me from getting 1 victory point next turn. To shut this down. And you've already used your bonus.
So it doesn't look like there's any way for me to get out of this. I could. Oh, I don't even have the VP to use that ability. At this point, so since this is Apex Cup, this is an Apex Cup match. At this point, I'm pretty much done. Like, there's no way I can win. So you can forfeit, but since this is an Apex Cup match, it's to your, it's in your interest to actually get as many VP as you can before you lose.
Yeah, that tile he picked, it's going to get 3 influence points added to it for the 3 VP turn.
He says
but
3.
he's about to. I know.
I'm gonna get 4. I'm gonna get 4. And that'll be it.
Is your soldier close?
Yes.
My soldier is frozen in the death state. He looks pretty awesome. His head is all inflated.
I'm going to
visual bug there.
Oh, well, you know, I have 5 points now. I'm gonna end turn. Don't think there's any way for me to win this.
All right. And as a bonus for victory, I actually get, instead of getting 10, I will have 15 for winning the match. You get a little bonus for being the victor. And that's the game.
So
So
Adam
we'll
got 10
have
points.
we've got a cooler game over sequence coming too that I was working on this morning, where the pillars like light up and the losers' pillars explode. So maybe in a future stream we'll have that set up. That'll look really really cool.
And just to show you guys the outcome of that match on the Apex Cup board, if you see now, since I'm bulking, the one tile that I picked now has 5 because that's the amount of victory points I actually got. And then Adam got 15 for his win on the tile that he selected. So everyone that's playing Apex Cup will be altering the state of this board. And on the left side here, you can see who's winning, or which faction is winning. Right now we're tied because we've only played 2 games. And the goal of the game is to get as many tiles as possible. So
yeah, you get a point up in the top left. You get a point for every tile that you have control of.
Right. And like I said, these seasons are time based. So this one right now on the server is just 13 days left in the season. So at the end of 13 days, once the season ends, we declare a winner. You get trophies for it, depending on whether you've won, whether you were a top performer, and various other awards.
And we don't have it in just yet, but as you're winning, those little Outwitter statues around the edges, we're going to have them changed to the different faction statues. So if Neptus is winning, there's like a little squid idol on all of them, and you get a little flair for your board control.
Cool. So I got my ass handed to me again by Adam.
That was not, that one doesn't really, you kind of threw the match at the beginning. You don't have to count that one if you don't want to.
Fine. We'll still 1-0. So next week we'll have some more stuff to show. But that is Apex Cup. Should hopefully be rolling this out in the next few days to our Kickstarter backers that have the PC versions, for them to start wailing on each other in the Apex Cup. And that should be
That'll be
fun.
really cool when we have a bunch of people
Yeah.
going back and forth on the map. It's gonna be nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, that covers it. And unless anyone else has any questions, we'll be wrapping up the stream. So I'll give it a minute or so. Is there anything else that we want to announce in the meantime? I can't think of anything else other than...
Yeah, not that I can think of. We're just barreling ahead trying to get this Apex Cup shipped and get everything ready for early access. I'm kind of working ahead a little bit on the sniper class. I'm about halfway done animating him. So our 6th minion shouldn't take too long after we start early access to get some new guys in.
Yeah. So we'll have another stream Saturday. Time forthcoming. Thanks. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Check the dev blog at onemanleft.com. We update once in a while with some little snippets of video or screenshots or whatever if I'm working on something that looks pretty cool that I want to show off. And we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend.